like I'm meant to strike. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains totally
Yo, bros, what's up? Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you can make it. We are joined by PJ, who's just finished like a 9-hour stream and decided to go stream again. Insane.
Yeah, Jono was with me in that, and I seen that you were on. Was just starting the second episode of an old Twilight Zone, and I was just about to finish. It says Flat says he'll be on in the morning. Usually, if he comes on in the morning, he's on about 6 a.m. my time. And I seen that you went on at 6, and I thought, right, I've got to start this one. When it's finished, I'm going to go to bed if Flats is not on. And as soon as it started, about 5 minutes in, I checked over and you'd set something for 6:15 for my time. So I put the link in for Jono and that. I'm just putting it in Rogers now because Rogers still live from earlier this morning.
Oh, okay.
I'm just putting in Rogers as well, so he knows that you're live.
Well, it's good to see you, man. Good to see everybody. Unfortunately, I've already drank my coffee. Sorry. But I had a awesome weekend. Been resting quite a good, so yeah, thank you guys for being at Ryan. The link is I just put the link in the show chat this morning. You can just click it in there. It's pinned on the comments, so you should be able to get it there. Good to see you all. It is sunny. The sun's already up. It is now 20 past 8 a.m. So but it's good to be here. Good to see everybody.
Yeah, the sun's come out here as well, but it's very dull where I'm at. It's been raining.
Yeah.
But it's, what do you call him? Anthony was saying where he was at yesterday, it was quite warm. I was like, well, it's really cold where I'm at. That's strange, but, British weather for you.
Yeah, I was in jail yesterday, so it was difficult to be here.
Ah, got you. You were what? In jail?
Yeah, stuck in the 1950s in jail.
What do you mean, in jail?
I'll show you pictures now. Mate.
Okay, great. I see. You've got right. I'm thinking, did you get arrested or something?
Not really. Let's see if I can.
Well, Lumpy as well. He's in Rogers at the minute, still doing his same thing he's been doing for days now. Coming in chat about measured flat and all that stuff. He keeps doing it. I like it. All right,
let me like it. Someone just came in. Ryan. There we go. Hey, Ryan. What's up, man?
What's up, dudes?
Yeah. Good to see you,
This was me yesterday. All locked up.
What now? Oh, is that me?
That's Flats in prison. Look. Nice.
Oh, you got in trouble.
So what was that all about? Was that...
Because a few weeks ago, it was my mother-in-law's birthday, her 70th, and we wanted to go surprise her to take her to Pretville. It's a 1950s town that they made for a movie. So it's like a whole movie set thing.
Cool.
But because of the floods, we couldn't do it. The roads were closed. So yesterday was the last opportunity we could take her there, because we also went for the 4D scan for the baby in Brits. So it was like a 3-hour drive just to go do all that stuff, but it was fun. So yeah, when I got home last night, I was like, no, I'm too bushed. I can't.
Don't blame you.
So yeah, we were gone for like 13 hours yesterday just for that.
Wow.
But it was great. It was
Good.
fun. Always good to see some family and friends. Visit a bit.
Guess where I'm going next? Monterey.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to get some video too while I'm out there, because I heard you can. There's a place where you can stand on Monterey at the tip of Monterey. Like the little thing that sticks out, and you can look over to Sand City, and it's supposed to be like 5 or 6 miles across, and you can see the beach and everything. I'm gonna try to get video of it.
Nice.
I think his volume's going up and down like that because he's in Rogers.
Yeah,
at the same time.
My buddy's in the back. Playing in the back. Sorry.
But yeah,
I'll take that at that.
I did.
There's
We
Roger.
attempted to go see the Eiffel Tower yesterday as well because they got a
Mm.
place called Little France.
Oh.
But the thing is, they say you can go look at the Eiffel Tower for free if you eat there. So okay, let's go. And as soon as we set up, we saw the menu price. Like, hang on, there's no ways we're paying this.
Like $85 for a cheeseburger. Yeah, I know what you mean.
For a children's hot dog is $100.
What? Holy crap, dude! It's worse.
For a
Wow.
children's hot dog, it would have cost us like $3,000 just to eat.
Dude,
Wow.
wow.
That's crazy, man.
So we got up, we said politely, "Thank you, but no, thank you," and we walked out.
I guess you're going to I guess you're going to the nearest mini mart and getting some lunch meat. Huh?
Let me put this in perspective. I could have bought 4 beers on that price for that one hot dog I would have paid for one child.
Wow, that's nuts.
Wow.
How? How is it? How does that
Are they
work
trying to
out?
starve you or what? They're trying to starve you, right?
It's quite crazy. No, the price didn't change. I mean, a toasted sandwich is $150.
What? For a toast, 2 bits of bread and a couple of slices of cheese? Wow.
No, it's okay.
BYO, bring your own.
So we ended up leaving there and then going to, because the thing is, when we were in Brettville, they had a diner as well. We could have had a burger, but the children wanted chips and they didn't have chips. So that's how we decided, okay, let's go to see the little Eiffel Tower, but that didn't work out. So we ended up going to Spur, which is still good. It was nice. Okay. It's good to see everybody in the YouTube lands. You guys rock. Appreciate you all. Please hit the likes, share the show. Tonight will be just normal again. Today, we're just taking it easy.
Breaking yourself back in.
Yeah. But it's good to be out. I've been rested well, so it's good to be out. I see PJ sent a link to me.
Yeah. This is from Anthony, Sleeping Warrior, by the way. He presented it on my stream last night at 11 p.m.-ish.
Nice.
But yeah, he only kind of read a tiny little bit of it and then got to the conclusion just because he didn't want to, you know what I mean? He wanted to go, he actually does want to go in more detail with you and that, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I haven't read through it yet or anything, so it's going to be fresh for all of us, yeah? Start with the bang. This is in March 20, it's still fresh, 2025.
Yeah, it came out, it literally came out yesterday, the day before yesterday now.
That's quite cool.
Hey, Roger.
Hey, Mr. Roger Ledwell, what's up, man?
How are you doing?
Oh,
Good.
you were there, Roger, when he presented it, weren't you?
Yeah,
It was good, wasn't it? It was good.
it was. It's a good citation. It's a good paper. Yeah.
Awesome. So he says, ask Ethan, can we turn Einstein's equations into Newton's law? No, because they're totally two different things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're trying to like imply that they derive from each other. How can you make something derive something from the other when they're not even correlative at all?
Yeah, I mean, just that opening line by itself tells you they're going to try and weasel their way into making it the same. But one's a force, one's not a force. One requires a magical force fairy dust pulling things together. The other one has nothing happening. It just appears to be happening.
Yeah.
So,
He wants FTFE. He wants to challenge FTFE on this. That's what he wants to do.
That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think
So
he's got much of a chance in hell to get anything out of this for the way it reads. Gravity doesn't have a chance at all if you really want to boil it down.
And the conclusion is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. But I see here it says Einstein's general relativity has resigned supreme as our theory of gravity for over a century. Could we reduce it back down to Newtonian's law? That tells you it's been superseded already.
Yeah.
Because now they need to reduce it back.
You heard the words he said, right? The key word it said, theory.
You can't even reduce it back, can you, if it's not correlative at all, if it doesn't relate to each other? That's kind of implying they derive from each other, doesn't it? That they're similar.
Their final hope has got to be the quantum gravity that you invent next, because they don't even use that in the equations for quantum mechanics. It doesn't have any effect there at all. So
Quantum gravity, what's that?
I don't know, dude. You tell me.
Quantum gravity is the best bet that's going to take over general relativity, by the way.
Yeah.
And they're making. I actually want to talk about it sometime. They've got more and more experiments showing quantum gravity to be more true, and that debunks relativity as a whole.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yes,
you
soon quantum gravity is going to be the new thing. It's going to supersede even relativity.
Mm.
Well, that's going to be a miracle. I want to see it happen.
So yeah. Well, let's see. The key takeaways. Back in 1915, Einstein put forth his most ambitious idea that the general theory of relativity combining gravity. See, look at that, combining gravity
Yeah.
with relativity. Okay, to create an entirely new conception. Conception
Wait
of
till
the
you see the
universe.
concession.
Yeah.
Okay, what
And yet-
experiment did they do? That's what I want to know.
But you see the wording they put here. So
Yeah.
in other words, it's not Newton gravity. They're combining the gravity with relativity, and it creates a new conception. So in other words, what is a conception, guys? A concept.
An idea.
An idea.
An
Something
idea.
made up.
A mind thought experiment. And yet, in most conventional circumstances, the predictions of Einstein's theory are indistinguishable from that of its predecessor, Newton's law of universal gravitation. You know, the fact that it's indistinguishable based on prediction means that both of them could be wrong.
Oh.
Yep.
You do know that? Because they
Well,
are totally.
Haku said they were only like how many millions off?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, they're both entirely different. They're not the same at all, but yet they make the same predictions. So that tells you one thing: they both might be wrong.
That's right.
So they're built
Yeah,
off
they're on the
predictions,
same page about being wrong.
right? They're all built off predictions, not experiment. They just see
Because
what they see.
they both built on gravity being a thing. So
Yeah.
the thing is, their assumption is based, and then their reification is based on that assumption. So they reify their belief, and that's why they both have the same outcome, because they're just reaffirming their belief. So they could both be wrong, but because they have the affirmation bias of gravity being a thing, therefore they say it works.
And this has nothing to do with science whatsoever.
Nothing at all.
Pseudoscience.
Yeah.
Okay, then he says, is it possible then that somehow reduce Einstein's equations down to Newton's equations? Or are they so fundamentally different that the task is utterly impossible?
That one.
Yeah, well,
I got a
it's
better
the
one.
same-
How about if we just don't waste our time on it?
It's the same as trying to take, how can I put it, a 3D sphere and let a 1D line try and explain what a sphere is.
Yeah. Yeah. Not happening.
Well, it would be a circle, a flat one.
But a circle's two-dimensional.
Yeah.
So if you take a whole bunch of 2D circles and put them
you
together, you can
stack
make a
them
sphere
together
out
to
of
get a business.
You can make a sphere out of a whole bunch of circles, couldn't you? Like,
You just got to
Like a-
stack them like Michelin Man.
well, physics don't work like that neither. That's why the P Brain made a sphere lander, and you put gravity into that equation, and it all goes to the center of that mass as it goes. Which you don't ever see that in reality. That's never presented. You don't. That's pre-assumed in everything, right? The mass attracting mass trap. Yeah.
Yeah, mass
Yep.
attracting mass is just, again, their belief system based on that bias assumption. They need mass to attract mass for Newtonian because they believe gravity is a thing. So they see things that aren't there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They make sure that there's data for something that's not really there. They false attribute another effect to gravity. And that's why when it comes to Cavendish and you ask them, okay, what's your IV and DV? They can't tell you because they got so much of them because there isn't an IV and DV for what they claim. Crap in a dish is not science.
There's not one cause to what they call the attractive force of gravity, right?
Yeah. Exactly. They don't have a cause.
Nope.
Okay, although Einstein is a legendary figure in science for a large number of reasons, E equals mc squared, which they also think is wrong, by the way, just to let you guys know. The photoelectric effect and the notion of that the speed of light is a constant for everyone has his most enduring discovery, but also the least understood, his theory of gravitation, general relativity. Before Einstein, we thought of gravitation in Newtonian terms, that everything in the universe that has mass instantaneously attracts every other mass, dependent on the value of their masses, the gravitational constant, and the square of the distance between them. But Einstein's conception was entirely different, based on the idea that space and time were unified into a fabric, space-time, which was flat, by the way. The fabric is supposed to be flat.
Yeah.
And that the curvature of space-time told not only matter, but also energy, how to move within it. So it's sentient. This fabric is sentient, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I have seen no type of some kind of metaphysical material interwoven up there anywhere, you know.
Well,
I mean,
that's what everything sits in, PJ. You
yeah,
know?
I know. I mean, it can be bent, but it's seen as a plane, but it can be bent. Stick a
It can be
ball
bent.
in it. It can be bent.
Bend over.
Okay, so despite these conceptual differences, in nearly all practical cases, Einstein's equation and Newtonian law of universal gravitation yield identical predictions. Does that imply that Einstein's equation can somehow be collapsed or reduced down to Newtonian's law? It's what James Raymond wants to know, asking, it seems like an amazing coincidence that Einstein's equations give almost exactly the same results as Newton's law of gravity. Popular lectures on gravity never seem to address this. I suspect it is not a coincidence. It is possible to make a tiny change in Einstein's equation to make them collapse to Newton's law. If you say so. Let's see. It's a great question, and one with a very nuanced answer. Yet, we can modify Einstein's equations to recover Newton's law. But no, it's not a tiny change. It requires ignoring the most Einsteinian aspect of the theory of all, the principle of relativity itself. So in other words, if you wanted to become Newtonian, you have to throw away relativity, which is general relativity. So you can't make it go.
No, it's something completely different.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the M here is for mass, correct? M1, M2, right?
Mass 1 to mass 2, yes.
And the force is 1 and the force is 2. So the mass is creating the force.
Masses. Yeah, it's attractive forces.
Okay.
With the distance between them being r.
So what is it? So the ones the force at the top that are going away from each other. Explain to me what that means, because I'm not too sure. I understand what the first one.
Because it has an equal and opposite reaction.
Equal and yeah, of course.
That's what the 2 plus and the minus Q. Yeah.
Got it.
It's based on net forces.
Yeah,
based on net forces.
I got it.
You can replace that with displacement, and it would actually work almost exactly the same, wouldn't
Exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Right.
We'll get in the bathtub. That's what I got to tell you. Dive in.
Just gonna quickly make the wifey coffee. Give me 2 seconds.
Go for it. Yeah, I was kind of glad that Sleeping Warrior Anthony came across with this. He said, "Give me the link, PG. I've got something really good. I'm not interrupting your time." No, we'll just spend an hour on YouTube, then we watch movies. And I said, "Look, the link's at the top of the screen where it usually is. You could have come in at any time." But yeah, I was glad he come in with it.
This is big thing doing this, isn't it? Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's really good. And in the conclusion, we're not going to tell anybody the conclusion, but the conclusion is amazing. I mean, come on, it's a concession, a complete concession. You know what I mean? It's crazy what they're saying, especially from what they profess. I'm not going to say anything any further because they look like I'm dropping it. You know,
like I tried to wrap my head around what the warping of space-time is, and I wanted Anthony to try to dig into it, but he said Einstein's equations are almost unreadable, especially when it comes to the bending of space-time itself. He can't figure it out.
Yeah, I have gone when it comes to equations. I understand that now. I mean, I understood the first one. Haven't got a clue. I mean, working it out, totally different thing. I understand what the formula is saying, and now I understand the second one. Not a problem. Working it out, different story again. But I understand it now by looking at it. Well, I more work with logic than it comes to mathematical equations. And that. I mean, once I go past algebra, that's me doomed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically, what it is, what I'm getting out of it, like they went to dark matter and they ran out of math with it, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're breaking it back down to the basics of Newtonian laws. That's what they're trying to do.
Got you.
They're trying to uncomplicate Einstein's equations, but I wanted to know if Einstein conflated celestial refraction with the bending of space-time, because when you're staring at a celestial object in the sky, you're going to get the refraction from the atmos to start with, right? So what he's seeing is actually what the lens is actually doing with the refraction around the celestial object. So he thinks that's the bending of space-time. That's what I'm trying to punch out.
Jack of all trades, you got the link right here. You can easily come in. No one's stopping you, man.
He's in chat? Okay.
Yeah, he's crying because I haven't replied to his email, because I don't give a shit about your email, because I got better things to do than entertain a troll.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, but yeah, great conversation, guys. Thank you.
We're trying to.
But you see that the point is, Newtonian gravity is based on a magical fairy dust force that just magically occurs between two masses. When it comes to Einsteinian, there is no force between the two masses. There's no force at all. It's just physically happening because of the concept that flat space fabric is bending due to the mass, distorting the space around it. Just like what we say with RDD. It's the displacement. So Einstein is practically just a displacement in a fourth dimensional concept, where we as RDD have an actual displacement in reality. Like this cup is physically displacing the air around it.
Yes.
You can make it instead just because you're an idiot. I won't ban you. But yeah, I'm sure Flats will read your email. Silly boy yourself.
Oh God,
poor guy. He thinks he's so important. Yeah, I've got one thing to show him, Mr. Jack. Let me see. I want to show you something.
I think it's.
Oh, that hurts. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's humping your leg.
I think it's him. It's trade.
No, it's Jack of all trades. He created Jill of all trades because Jack of all trades doesn't exist anymore.
I think it's him. It's got the troll channel of me and Vicky, to be honest.
No, it is him.
I know it is.
I don't know when they're going to get.
They're putting another video out of me and Vicky as well, but I won't watch it. I
don't know when they're going to get into their head. We don't give a shit about them. They just troll. They don't mean anything to us. What their opinion is, what they say is literally just a waste of time to us. So we don't care.
Careful, you'll hurt the feelings.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, if you use lube, you won't hurt him. I got some really good stuff in the house, I promise.
Okay.
Sorry.
No stress, man. So let's see if we can go on. So Newton's law of universal gravitation is perhaps the best place to start, because it's so apparently simple and straightforward. It simply says, as the equation above illustrates, that any two objects in the universe, so long as they each have a mass 1 and mass 2, are separated by a certain distance, which is r, will attract one another. The negative sign with a force that's as strong as the gravitational constant g is multiplied by both masses m1 and m2, but divided by the distance squared, radius 2, separating both masses.
What does g equal?
Sorry? G is the constant.
Yeah, it's the gravitation.
Well, what does it equal?
That's the gravitational constant they measured that he did in Cavendish when he measured Earth's density.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what Cavendish came up to 9.8 meters per second.
It's a simple equation, right?
It's what Dall and them described.
No, I know. I was making fun.
Yeah, it's what Dall and them ascribed to Earth's constant acceleration upwards. Something like that.
Hold on, I gotta jump. No. He caught up with me. Damn it.
Sean's in chat.
Oh, Sean, nice. Wonderful.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. Is it counted as actual matter in the fabric of space, and why doesn't it get in? Actually, they do count it as actual matter in the actual fabric of space-time, because they go to Narnia and claim their concept, mathematical concept, is real.
Right.
Nice.
But yeah, we're not going to be live too long, guys, today. Like I said, it's just coffee with us for a bit. So
Coffee
it's
with
good to
flat.
be here, breaking myself back into the whole thing.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
So this force then caused those objects to accelerate, because the same force F that arises from gravitational attraction also appears in Newton's other famous equations, F equals ma, or equal to mass times acceleration. For most applications we can imagine, Newton's laws work great, but that's only because in our everyday experience we're dealing with distances that are relatively large, masses that are relatively small, and speeds that are negligibly little compared negligibly
Negligibly little compared to
little
the speed
compared
of
to the
light.
speed of
Is that a
light.
word?
Wow.
What is it?
So that's
But
that's a legal statement, isn't it? That's really what that is.
The
Mhm.
speed of the light, eh?
If you change any, or worse, all of these assumptions, that Newton's equations no longer do a good job of describing the universe. That's when we need to move on to Einstein's general relativity. You see, the issue here is they can't use Newton for their made-up universe that they claim. That's why they need general relativity. So they made up a new concept to explain Narnia. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
get it. Yeah. But I mean,
Are you surprised? Are you
even
surprised
his
though?
no, not at all. But his concept doesn't really work, does it?
On the face level, it appears to work because it can make predictions. Okay, I know how much this mass of this phone is. I know how high I need to throw it, and so, and I'll know where it lands in distance and whatever. Okay.
Yeah, that's in this realm.
In
I get.
concept,
Yeah.
great. There's nothing wrong with it. But the problem is they make their assumption is based on that gravity is a thing. How do you know that gravity is a thing? How do you know it's just mass attracting mass? Or could it just be you applied mass attracting mass to an observation that you made?
I
You
get it.
understand? There could be a different reason for this.
That's
Oh.
where the scientific method comes in handy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And this is why we push relative density disequilibrium, because
Yes,
you can't use science to show Newtonian gravity or Einsteinian gravity true. Why not Einsteinian? Because it's in a mathematical concept that is above our dimension. In Newtonian, you can't describe it because, well, it's already been a bias there. There's no science that's ever gone for Newton to show that it can be a force of gravity. But for relative density disequilibrium, we can literally manipulate the cause. We manipulate the independent variable always and always get the outcome.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in Newton, with Newton, his action was instantaneous. Correct. The way it's described, it's like the force of gravity with that distance was instantaneous.
Yes.
That's where
It's got an instantaneous link, you can say.
yeah. But even he just claimed that too. After he tried to apply it, it doesn't work in the celestial. I mean, there's no instantaneous action between those masses in the heavens. So
No.
Well, Sean, I don't think they did include it in the weight of Earth's measurement, because he was just trying to deduce Earth's density, Cavendish.
yeah,
And then the people took that later, I think it was CV Boys, and decided to say, hang on, by retrospect, he already now, measured gravitational force. So in other words, he was just trying to work out Earth's density. He wasn't trying to work out there's a gravitational force or blah, 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 whatever. Literally just wanted to work out Earth's mass.
yeah. And so he was measuring it by the torsion bar, and the weight that was on it was actually going to tell you how much mass the Earth was to placing everything around it. Correct. That's what he
Yes.
wanted to. Yeah, that's a pretty simple concept. That has nothing to do with gravity whatsoever. I don't
But the
know how
one
they-
thing I have to give up for Cavendish, though, which I don't think anybody really does, is he understands that there are a lot of things that can play a part in making his demonstration false. He understands there's a lot of controls needed to take. That's why he was in a shed away, and all that stuff.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Today, the science doesn't care about controls.
No.
As long as you get the outcome, they're happy. They don't care if there's anything else that's possible to change. You don't need controls. Just if you get your result, you just say, yeah, it worked. Okay, great, science. No.
Got it.
Yeah.
Poof. Yeah.
And that's exactly what a critical thing did with his idiotic mass measuring thing.
I can equivocate it to throwing clay against the wall and hoping it sticks. You know, like we'll measure it when we get there. Like it works. We predicted it. But why did it work? That's the question. That's what science is. It's a cause and effect thing. Yeah.
But one thing that bluffers don't understand today. They have to understand there's a difference between measurement and calculation.
Oh yeah. Pretty
They don't seem to find they don't seem to know the difference between the two. So they place them together as one. They have selective understanding when it comes to that, because then they claim, oh, it's been measured, and then you say, okay, let's get through it, and you say, okay, but no, that's a calculation, that's not a measurement. And then they take it as a measurement.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how many times did they have to reconstruct their globe to get it to a globe? What, 3 different measurements or calculations, sorry, to actually make that thing actually work in real time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what the geodetic and what they did something with gravity. They have a model that's built around gravity in their coordinate system just to get it to fit on the ball. It's really weird. I hate going into it. It's too confusing for me.
Because but just like what Lumpy was sort of saying, what I would come to mind is look at astronomy. When they look at a light in the sky, they already assume the distance to that light in the sky.
That's
They
it.
assume the mass of the object. They assume what it's made out of. They assume how the environment is controlled on that object. They assume so many things, and then they just literally build that fundamental assumption onto a nearby star or planet or whatever they want, and say, you see, gravity's working because of our assumption of gravity and the sun. Let's put it this way: I look at the star, I look at that star, or I look at this planet and I look at that planet, as they put it, and say, well, they seem to be looking like the one is moving in conjunction with the other. So according to our already assumed assumption of gravity, this is what the mass has to be. This is what it is made of. This is how you see. It's all just working on blind faith.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't they have to guess the distance to Venus to get the distance to the alleged distance to the sun?
Yeah.
And everything is based on the distance to Venus.
Exactly. If it's based on the distance to Venus and you're wrong about that distance, and it's very likely you are because it was a guess, then everything else is wrong.
So gravity's like a shoehorn for it, isn't it? It's how they shoehorn its distances. They're based on the simple equation.
Gravity is their gem chem.
Yeah.
Their glue.
Yeah.
The goo.
If they didn't have the glue, then nothing would work.
That's it.
Yeah, but when they get further out, it stops working. The further they get into it, that's where the dark matter comes.
That's why, and that's why even general relativity have issues today, because they work on God of the gaps argument. So as soon as they find something that doesn't work with their theory, they go and create the God of gaps. They go there and create, oh no, there has to be dark matter, or they come now with quantum foam, or we don't really understand how this works, but one day we will. But let's just keep our theory, even though it's been shown false now, but let's just keep it because it's the best working explanation we have. Instead of going back to the drawing board right from scratch and saying, maybe, it's just maybe say gravity doesn't actually exist.
Yeah,
Instead, they're working on something that's been broken up so many times to try and fix it. It's like, imagine a teacup that's fallen, and I just kept picking it back together and just gluing the pieces back together. And every time they just get finished, it falls and breaks again, and it becomes more pieces. That's what gravity is. They're just picking up a china glass and gluing it back together in different positions, trying to hope it's going to work one day.
So
never can drink any tea out of that cup, can they?
Yeah, but I'm saying instead of just buying another teacup. So they just need to understand that maybe gravity is not a thing and actually work on a total different conception without gravity being there. They might just come to the same result. They never thought of that, but that's why I say this isn't science. It's pseudoscience. They have a belief and a bias towards what they want.
So just if we could get rid of the word gravity and eliminate all the pseudo experiments to go with it, what would be your explanation for it? And I know what it is, but why can't they just take that and go with it? You know?
Yeah. I'm more than happy with the relative density disequilibrium.
Absolutely. I mean, once upon a time, I was happy enough with buoyancy.
Yeah, just normal buoyancy and density was
Buoyancy and
fine when I
density.
got into it.
But yeah, since when you hear of RDD and it's explained more, then I understand why that's a lot better explanation, because relative density, buoyancy and density, their gravity takes that into account as well, doesn't it? Sort of thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because they have hijacked it.
Yeah.
And they placed it as specific gravity.
Mm.
Okay. Now, as soon as you're saying buoyancy and density, you are applying their specific gravity to it.
Right.
This is why I don't like saying buoyancy and density.
Absolutely.
So I rather say relative density disequilibrium, because as soon as you say buoyancy and density, say, well, yeah, you require gravity. No, you don't. Archimedes' principle predates the conception of Newtonian gravity by 1,900 years. Okay. They had ships floating because of Archimedes' principle. They understood it was just simply the ratios of displacement between the objects and the mediums. It has nothing to do with gravity, but because the people want gravity to be there so bad, they ignore this fact and say, no, but that doesn't mean gravity didn't exist. No, it means gravity only came afterwards because you needed it to exist.
Yeah.
Now, when someone brings it up, you are hijacked reality and say, but it requires gravity. No, it doesn't.
Well, aren't those ratios what they use for specific gravity now? That's what they apply it as.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they just hijacked it again. They're hijacking Archimedes' principles later on and add, it's gravity. The specific gravity to be exact. What medium is it in? How much gravity is applied to, and it gives buoyancy to it, because gravity is always pulling on the object. That's why it's floating. It has nothing to do with the medium that it's in. It's all to do with gravity. Gravity is their god. But just call it like it is. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. You might as well make gravity a deity.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right. RDD explains it perfectly. And it's not hard to understand. Simple.
The nice thing with RDD, it's got the forces attributed to it because of the displacement. It's got the forces attributed because you have an understanding that the mass of an object and the mass of the medium, or the displacement of that mass in the medium, play a dance, you could say.
Yeah.
Okay, they have a ratio role.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to take the medium away, that mass of the object weighs more, which is easily observed when you stick a mass in a vacuum and evacuate the chamber. The object weighs more. So it shows you that everything has a intrinsic value based on its ratio, not some magical fairy pixie dust force that doesn't exist.
Right.
I got an example. Like anything I have, it's the size of it and the mass of it, right? The density part that gives its ratio in a medium, and the viscosity of each medium, and or gases, liquids. That's where you get your ratios from. Correct? Yeah, it's simple scale, dude. Yeah, not hard.
Yep. Okay, let's see what we can carry on now. The fundamental idea of general relativity is this: that matter and energy tell space-time.
It tells space-time? What?
Yeah,
They talk to each other, do they? They talk to each other.
Space-time how to curve, so it's sentient, guys. And that curved space-time in turn tells matter and energy how to move.
Yep.
Although you might have heard this many times before, when Einstein first put forth in 1915, it represented a revolutionary new view of universe. 4 years after Einstein put his idea forth, they were put to the test during a total solar eclipse, where the bending of starlight coming from light sources behind the eclipsed sun agreed with Einstein's predictions and not Newton's. In the more than 100 years since general relativity has passed every observational and experimental test we have ever considered. Okay, I want to address this as well. The Eddington experiment, okay?
Yeah, I know about it.
They claim that as he says, the light is bending around because space told it how to bend around an object.
Yeah. How
Has
do they have
anyone-
that relationship? How does space have that relationship with it with light for it to tell it to do that?
It's sentient, man. It's sentient.
No,
Abracadabra.
But I mean, this can simply what it is he took a observable how can I put it, observable concept that we see based on refraction, and he placed it into his sentient space belief bullshit rubbish, and claimed it's now gravity warping the light around the object in an eclipse.
Of course.
So basically,
Again-
they hijacked a medium because I mean the light has to travel through a medium because if it's going around something, the light's refracting around it through a medium. Correct.
Exactly, and that's why this works for relative density disequilibrium as well, because there's a medium present, and the masses are moving past each other. And what happens if you guys ever seen, let's for instance take surface tension of a rock. Let's take just let's take a little bit of water in a tea not teacup, the plate. You just put a bit of water in, and now you take a pebble and stick the pebble there, and you'll see on the edges of the pebble the water's almost like climbing up with capillary action.
Yeah.
Capillary action. That is sort of what could happen when we look at those eclipses. Okay, how do you know that those objects we see in the sky are not local and just in the waters?
Exactly. We
Well,
don't
that-
really know. It's
that would be an excellent medium.
You know?
I mean, I can easily claim that the sun and moon are local, but they're moving around in waters above. So that's how they're keeping their cyclical patterns, because they're moving around in the currents in the water. There's your mechanism for moving, but that would just be the same as them claiming gravity is the reason for it moving. So I don't make that claim. I don't know how it moves. I don't know. But anybody can do that. You can literally break down and make an equation for that.
Yeah.
That all the luminaries move in a cycle because of the waters above, and it's just following the currents in the water.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now,
Sorted.
Flats, you forgot to attach the word science to that. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to put my white lab coat on.
All right.
But yeah, it's the point I'm trying to make is you can assume anything. If you just make an equation for it and it works out, doesn't make it real because it's just an equation. An equation can be made to fit any observation.
I agree.
The problem is you need to prove without a doubt that observation is what's really happening. That's why science is based on the cause and effect without a bias. And these guys just have bias with anything.
Aye.
So the cause and effect would be in that model you just proposed would be like the currents. What causes the currents? What causes the action to move? But I mean, there's no way for you to test that.
Maybe the magnetic field causes the currents. We have magnetic fields all over. There's another place to tie it in. There we go. Electric universe again. So my point is people should stop making assumptions on anything and stop saying this is real, that's real, that's real. If you want to follow science, you're supposed to take all bias out of the thing. You're supposed to take everything away. But these guys build their whole reality on this bias.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Concepts, ideas are fine. All good. Brilliant. Having mental exercise is all brilliant to do that. But to then claim it's real and it's fact is the wrong thing to do. You might strongly think, yes, this could be causing that. But until you can scientifically prove it, then you should not claim it.
So where do I get my paper signed off? Anybody want to peer review it? I'll do some equations with it, and then I'll get paid a grant from the government to go out and make tests and see if this is real or not. It's all about greed there. That's what I'm thinking, dude. I'm going with it.
That is reality, of course.
Yeah, Sean's right, dude. It is reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's practically all they're saying the whole time. And now they're trying to break it down.
Wait till you get to the conclusion. The conclusion is good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So that swirly hole there, that's the gravity well where everything falls into and becomes a black hole eventually. Yeah.
That's yeah. You see that it follows this. This is the fabric that's bending.
Ooh, bendy fabric.
Bendy fabric. Okay, here's the conclusion at the back. Where is
This is
it?
the one, I think.
Yeah,
Which one?
where have you seen that in reality though? You looked up in a telescope and looked in the sky and you see this massive swirl going into this one point. I've never seen it personally. I've looked at stars before. I've looked at the sky. I've never seen what they're talking about. I don't have their massive telescopes neither. So
Yeah. Okay, so in our universe, so they are already assuming multiple universes.
ooh.
We almost make approximations as if we ignored 15 out of the 16 Einstein equations and simply kept the energy TT component, while making sure you only dealt with low speeds that were small compared to the speed of light, and large distance separations between objects, and also small masses relative to the distance in equation. In question. Well, that alone already says they're two different things.
Yeah.
That already shows it's no longer Einsteinian because you've thrown it away.
Mm-hmm.
But you almost have to, don't you?
Literally, it shows they are totally incompatible with each other. They're two different concepts explaining the same phenomena.
Either one are got to be true, and I don't think there's any way to really test this out to verify either one, do we?
Exactly. And this is why I say it doesn't really matter because they both give the same result, and yet they are two fundamentally different things. So that means they are probably both wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be a dichotomy in itself. But even with quantum mechanics, they don't have any gravity in the equations when they actually do their testing in quantum mechanics, right? So that's where they're trying to invent one. That's the God of the Gaps next one. That's where they're going to fill it in. That's the mortar.
Yeah, that's why they're moving to quantum gravity now.
Yeah.
Because they're seeing too much holes now in relativity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they tried dark matter, and that didn't work out. I watched some of the scales they were building the dark matter on and how far it goes. It's nowhere near where they need it.
Nope.
I love how this ends off, man. I love it.
It's because, look at it this way. They always believed you need a mass present for things to have a gravitational pull towards it because of the fabric bending. Now, with dark matter, there is no mass there, yet things are moving towards it. So instead of saying, hang on, maybe we were wrong. You don't require mass for mass to attract each other. There is no bending or space-time. There could be something else causing the movement. Now that's why they have dark matter, because it killed their belief. But instead of just accepting and saying, okay, guys, we were wrong, they say they keep what they got because it's our best understanding and try and build upon it. So they're just picking up another broken piece and just gluing it onto their teacup.
I
think it's about your left hand polishing your right hand, isn't it? Because it's like they're only polishing that because they want that scientist guy to look up for them, right? They want to look like they're appearing like to be smart like him. That's all it is. It's just about
Ryan, it's bigger than that, dude. What they're trying to do is defend the Big Bang expansion and contraction. That's what they're trying to
make an explanation for it because it doesn't match up with any models.
Well, exactly. They want the Big Bang to be real. They don't want a God to begin with. So that's why they're inventing all this stuff in between to explain what you actually see in the universe or in the sky, basically, right? And explain the phenomena that goes on in their model. Sorry, I'm rambling.
I agree with you.
And I can barely hear you, Ryan.
Sorry, I said I agree.
Okay. So
sorry.
You would then recover the theory of it's superseded. There we go. Superseded.
Superseded.
All the anti-flat earthers, it says never been superseded.
Yeah.
There it is in black and white.
Newton's law of gravitation. There we go. Literally. It says on screen. If you instead made the universe symmetric in all spatial dimensions and did not allow it to rotate, you'd get an isotropic and homogeneous universe. Oh, sort of like Earth.
Yes.
Sort of like Earth. Weird.
Yeah.
One governed by the Friedman equation and hence required to expand or contract. On the largest cosmic scale, this latter model actually seems to describe the universe in which we live. Not a Newtonian one.
Is that a concession?
That's a concession, guys.
Love it.
So let's throw away all their math and all the science that they built their whole Big Bang Theory on is gone. They don't have anything left. It's just like empty husk of nothing.
That's it.
KRC, that might be a good thing to bring up. The constant cosmological constant crisis is a big thing, and I don't think Duff even knows about it, to be honest. So you will probably demolish him on that.
That'd be cool.
Because I don't know if you guys have realized when you look at Duffy, he doesn't really know much about flat Earth or about his globe, really. Even he looks like he's literally just dived into this with the arguments he's bringing.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I think his mentor is McToon, which is feeding him this bullshit stuff.
Crash course.
I don't think he even knows about the cosmological constant crisis, Sean.
No, he don't.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that's what I was going to say. I was going to say he's getting all his equations and his arguments from McToon. It just parroting what he's putting out.
Because it literally feels like we're in 2015 with him.
Yeah.
Things have all been debunked and answered for 10 years, and yet he wants to bring the same old arguments up again and now claim, that is dead, and yet he's still carrying on. Like, dude, we've been through this for 10 years. It's over.
Creaky Blinders seemed a little bit like Mr. Sensible's balloon trip he took.
Yeah. He's copying Mage. Now he's calling it Project Curve. And it's like, that's why that's the last stream we had, rinse and repeat. It's all they do. They just rinse and repeat. That rocket now from Jaren, that was done by Reds, which we all already, you know what I mean? It's like, what the hell? All these have already been presented before, debunked before, explained before, but yet they bring it up again as if it's new information.
Yeah, they just recycle it like as if, something new.
Well, it's like eating vomit, dude. Like, it's going to make you sick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, don't start. That's nasty, bro. Way too much.
Well, what does the Bible say? A dog returns to its own vomit, correct?
Yeah.
That's what
it does. It certainly does.
Well, you need sustenance, though.
Let's quickly just start reading this finished because I have to end now anyway. Let's see. But you are also allowed to put in any distribution of matter and energy, as well as any collection of fields and particles that you like. And if you can write it down, Einstein's equations will relate to the geometry of your spacetime and how the universe itself is curved into the stress energy tensor, which is the distribution of energy, momentum, and stress. If there actually is a theory of everything that describes both gravity and quantum universe, the fundamental differences between these conceptions, including the fundamentally nonlinear nature of Einstein's theory, will need to be addressed. Given their vastly dissimilar properties, the unification of gravity with the other quantum forces, see, already pushing quantum, remains one of the most ambitious dreams in all of theoretical physics.
Ambitious dreams, man.
Theoretical. There's the key word there, guys. Theoretical physics. Not real.
Why do they always have to throw that in there?
But this is the word games they play. And they don't compute that it's theoretical.
Yeah.
They just see this. Physics. Oh, it's physics. You guys are going against physics. No. We know
these guys are scientists. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the thing is you guys have theoretical physics. In other words, Narnia physics. Made up bullshit physics.
I understand what the concept is, and I know why they do it. They have to. They're playing mathematics with stuff they observe, and they have no actual real testing they can do on it, even on a quantum level in the celestials and what they do. There's a lot of assumptions of what it actually is to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah. It says, but one divorce is certainly final, that of general relativity with Newtonian gravity. So it's there. They can't compare to each other. There we go. They're divorced. You cannot have general relativity and Newtonian gravity as the same. Thank you.
Yep.
So no longer as if it's the curvature of space-time that tells matter and energy how to move, and the distribution of matter with energy which determines the curvature of space-time. Newton will forever be relegated. Being that only sometimes useful approximation.
Yeah, I got it.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
they have nothing anymore. So
Isn't that
basically,
good? Isn't that a good article?
Well,
That's
they got
a
it
great-
sometimes.
well, I know who the new pastor in town is. It's Quantum. So he's going to marry everybody back together again. It's all going to be a happy relationship. Once they can actually prove that gravity has a force on the quantum scale, I'm waiting to see the experiment they're going to do to prove that.
Yeah,
That was
I
a
thought
good
it was a good article. I'm
that was
glad.
a
I'm
good
glad.
topic.
I'm glad Sleeping Warrior brought it, man, last night.
Me too, because it would have went through NASA's latest news. This was a bit more exciting.
Oh well, you seen the touchdown into the sea
Ah.
of the
Oh, the
The
dolphin.
glitching and everything.
the capsule.
Why? Why do they always have glitching and stuff if it's real?
You know, come on.
Well, you know, the feed's coming from such a long way away. But there's
But
going
they
to
had
be.
perfect. They had some of it. They had perfect angle cameras. Look how film. The nice flowing parachutes. No ripples in the water where the capsule was. I mean, come on.
Even their side's pulling that crap apart, dude. They're like, no.
You know.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing even Sabina Hoffenfauser is busy starting to attack some things of what they claim as science today. So
She's seeing a lot of waste, man. There's a lot of money getting tossed up to people who aren't doing really anything at all. They're not making any headway with any physics or any explanations for the universe and the things that are in it.
yeah, I just want to say again, thank you, Justin, man. You rock. We're going to be ordering the pram and the nappy bag like this week coming. We're just looking for the right one, but yeah, we appreciate, man.
Oh, you managed to get in. Excellent. Bro.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, I want to ask you, Justin. Did you get the tablet or whatever? Because he was asking, is he going to get a tab? Must he get a tablet or?
He hasn't got it yet. He's still looking. He's still looking. He's got one in mind, but he hasn't got it yet, as far as what I remember. But that's why I was asking, because I didn't think he could get in. He can get into Rumble, but he can't get into YouTube. But he's managed to get in somehow. Obviously.
Yeah. Sean, I think the capsule was actually falling, but I think the glitch part is the part where they put the people actually, where the real. So it's CGI falling, okay. And as soon as the glitch, it's almost like a smoke and mirrors. So then that's when they get to the actual capsule where they the actors. So they're gonna sit in the capsule waiting for this to happen.
Yeah.
And that's when it happens. So the fallings are CGI, and as soon as they get to the capsule, they're really in there.
And then you
The
had some nice.
the actual capsule didn't fall from the sky.
No. And then you had some nice friendly dolphin come to greet them. You know what I mean?
Well, Rusted Soul, she put it through her little CGI
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, there's a few people did it, and it says 64%, something like that it's manipulated, something like that.
When I covered the last Dragon Recovery, the live, this looks so staged, dude. There's two guys in the capsule just sitting there, floating up to the dock. So gradually they towed it in.
But think about it; it's dangerous to just drop them for real.
Yeah.
So they would fake the drop and have them already sitting in the capsule in the ocean, just waiting to get picked up.
They got a lot of practice at it with the Apollo. That's what they were doing.
Taboo Conspiracy put out a minute video of it, of like the perfect.
With a glitch, yeah, with a glitch.
Yeah, the glitch in it. Yeah, there was a glitch. Yeah.
And if you guys have realized, always where the capsules fall is always out of reach of anybody to be able to see them.
Yeah.
Their excuses, we're going to do it where it's far away from any danger for people. Yet, you guys don't have problems for like wanting to nuke places or bomb populated places. You know what I mean? It's like, but you have an issue with a capsule, which is the size of a damn car, falling in the ocean where people can actually see it. You're telling me they can't just isolate 100 kilometers or 50 kilometers of water space around a populated area, like where they launch it anyway in the ocean, and say people come sit with your telescope and see how it falls there. But they were able to do the Orion board mission in a populated area to let that capsule fall. Come on.
guys, that's the link for Taboo Conspiracy's little 1.5 minute version
You
of
can
it.
actually watch it quickly. Before
Okay, go for it.
That looks way too clean to me. Just look at watch it. Yeah, like that's not
but you see, no, of course not. And then you see the distortion in there.
Yeah, but I want to point out how clear everything is. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Until the distortion. Look at this.
Oh,
Of course.
I know what it is. They got Duffy to say a prayer.
And Splash
They got a
Crew
complete
9
clear
back on
day.
Earth.
So mad. Look at that nice flowing parachute, gently
Oh, yeah.
flowing down to the water.
And
Not a ripple in the water at all.
Nope.
good main release.
Coffee
Nice,
splashdown.
clear.
Cut. Nick,
Beautiful.
Alex, Butch, Sunny.
And this
Oh,
perfect.
there it was.
There it is. Wow.
Yeah, but look here even. Look what
Yeah.
happens. You're gonna see.
I
Yeah.
saw it.
What's that in the
Yeah.
what's that in the foot in the background? This
Those are boats. Those are
Nick,
boats.
boats,
Alex,
right.
Butch, Sunny,
Okay.
Butch, Sunny.
Oh wow.
Glitch.
Wow. Nasty, isn't it? Nasty. And look, I mean the capsule's bobbing up and down and there's no ripples coming off it either.
Nope. That's
Yeah, the
sad.
water's very calm from that as well. That's really weird.
Oh, I got an
It
example.
reminds me of that Budweiser commercial that says Bud.
Sean, as far as I know, they only have a bit of thrust for when they actually come into the atmosphere. It's like, like you would say a spray can, just pushing them back. But that's about it. Once it's used that to position where they fall, then they just fall free.
See, space is about as real as this right here, gentlemen. That's a lovely. I haven't got to watch that video till now.
Okay, so sorry guys, I'm gonna have to end this. It was fun. It was
Yeah,
nice little
nice
hour
little
coffee. Appreciate it. Definitely gonna have a nice show tonight.
Cool. Can't wait.
Rested some goodness.
Nice.
I had my time in jail, so I'm all good now.
That's it.
But it was great. What I enjoyed about it, there was a lot of old cars and old cameras and stuff like that. It was really, really like you in the 1950s. It was really cool.
That's cool.
You step back in time.
It was like literally, it's really cool.
Nice.
Well, was well worth it.
I gotta stop this.
Okay. My favorite thing there was an old Studebaker.
Ooh,
That's cool.
Wow.
I like Studebakers, man.
Mm.
They're ugly as hell, but they were tough, dude. They last forever.
Oh no, Studebakers are awesome cars. If they were kept nice, then they're awesome.
Yeah. They're still bulky, dude, and just I don't
They're
know.
huge. Yeah, they're huge. But yeah, I did put some photos of just like, I think it was in Element last night.
Oh, I haven't even looked. I had to look at Elmer. I had to see if you put any
I
messages
haven't been over there today.
going on or anything, but didn't notice any. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it says there's 3 things down there, so it should be that.
Well, let me see if it does show up on my Element. Yeah.
Unless
I
it's
can show some of the pictures.
Oh yeah, I can see some on the mopeds and that.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
So cool.
Let me
Nice.
just see.
Oh,
Just to show Mr. Sean Hawkins, I can actually do photography. Apparently, he thinks I can't. I want to see if I can get.
Who's the other guy in the moped then?
yeah.
Oh, that's my brother-in-law.
Oh, it's your brother. Got you.
So are you guys dragging these mopeds up and down the strip? Is that what you're doing?
No, they're sitting there still.
Okay. Like you get ready to go.
Logical. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you guys. Let's see if I can find. I don't want to really show pictures of any of family and friends in here. You know what I mean?
No,
Especially-
of course.
That's an old Ford I see here. That's not a Studebaker.
No, there's
You
a
guys
lot of
Oh,
of different cars.
I see the Studebaker now. I'm looking at one. Yeah. My favorite body style.
Let's see if I can.
Where is this at?
This is
And what's,
at Prattville.
what's the Spider? What is that? Is that a Triumph? You got a red Spider at the garage over there.
Yeah, there's a Triumph. There's a MG. There's an old Anglia. There's an old Audi.
Is that a Renault 4?
The Ford.
No, it looks like a Renault 4. I'm probably wrong. It looks like a Renault 4. No, it's a Fiat. It looks like a Fiat now. No, it is. I'm right. It's a
Sorry, guys.
Renault.
I'm just trying to see if I can find some pictures
Yeah.
quickly.
It's a
Yeah, I
Renault.
don't
I
have
was
any.
right. I can
There's
see
a Renault as
the
well.
mud flaps and it says Renault.
Yeah, it's a
So it's a
Renault as well. Where is all the pictures? I got like 76 now. I can't seem to.
Let's have a look at that one.
I think it's
That's a
one of those.
cool. That's a cool little town, though. I can tell you
That's
that.
awesome. Yeah, it's
that's
an
brilliant.
old movie set building that town that actually built for a movie.
An old green Audi with a soft top.
And now I know what you mean by you were in jail, Flats.
Aye.
Oh no, let me out.
I
It's some
can't
good
seem to
photos,
find
man.
those
Oh, you
photos.
finally
Those-
saw the little thing.
Oh, that's a
Can
nice
you
car.
bring those photos up, PJ? I can't get them on Element.
Oh yeah, of course. Which what? Yeah, I want to make sure I show the right ones. I don't want to show
You
like.
can show those.
Okay.
Just maybe
right.
not the one on the moped.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I can't seem to get them here for some reason.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a. Right. Okay. Can I
That's in the one time.
Can I?
Obviously,
Right. So
that's just the one part.
so which ones do you want me to show?
We can show them all. It doesn't matter. It's just
Okay.
to show how the town
Cool.
more or less looks.
Put them on a slideshow. Just stick them in there.
That's one.
This is where we're sitting outside the diner.
This
The
is the
police
Renault I was
station
on
is-
about.
Yeah, it's the Reno. The police station is at the end there.
Mm,
They made the post office the toilet.
Oh,
it's really cool.
It was really
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. The cinema's on the right. The barber's on the left. There by Marilyn Monroe. That's the barber.
oh, the kids had to have fun, didn't they, Flats?
Oh, they had a lot of fun. There's the garage. That's where the
Renault.
MG
Hey,
is.
Audi.
That's the Audi. Yeah.
Mm. Nice. That's really cool.
It's really done
Yeah.
well. And inside there, with you see the John on the left, where Charlie Chaplin is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a motel, but in the inside they got all this old recording equipment and stuff. Oh,
I
That's
think
cool.
I think that's
Awesome.
supposed to be James Dean in the red.
yeah,
jacket.
James Dean. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
of
James
course,
Dean. Yeah.
of course. You put your head
And
through
Charlie
it.
Chaplin in the brown.
Yeah. That's cool.
There was more photos than this though. Didn't ever show the ones of the cars?
Yeah, I've looked at it myself. They're in Element.
There's
In
one.
the garages.
There's one in the car. Yeah.
Just keep going up. You'll find more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that that's a Buick or a Chevy or something there?
Yeah, that's a Chevy.
Oh, this one. I haven't seen
This
this
one?
one yet. Oh yeah, that's that.
You
Audi
can see
again.
the Audi with the Chevy, and you can see
MG.
the MG there.
What's
The
this
Audi is ugly, man. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, it looks like a Citroen C2 almost, that Audi.
one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Citroens are always been ugly, dude. That's
This
their
is my
trademark.
favorite one. This is my favorite photo.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. That's really cool.
It's almost
Oldsmobile.
like yeah, I was gonna say Oldsmobile.
Yeah, that's
or Buick.
Oldsmobile, yeah. That thing's huge.
I went to a museum recently that has a bunch of cars like
That's
that.
the inline 8, dude. That's what's in that Oldsmobile.
Nice, isn't it? Like, I bet is
Yeah.
that like quarter inch?
I thought it was a 12. I thought they made a 12
They
cylinder
did,
one.
but most of them were 8s. The 12s were expensive.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
That's
you're right.
cool
That's
as
the
well, look.
default.
Nice.
The garage.
Did you
There's
say gay?
Flats
Rock?
in jail.
Yep, he's gone to jail. That's what I was saying.
Oh, what have I done there?
Picking up the chicks, dude. Picking up the chicks.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Jared,
Desperation kicking it in.
Jared's brought us up again, me and you, Flats, in one of his streams.
Ah, poor guy.
I know. I don't know why.
Is that it? We done?
Yeah, that's all that I posted there.
And we
Okay.
care
I
because
don't know. But he wants to be popular, I guess, or we feels that we're a threat to him for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, of course you're gonna be a threat.
maybe he thinks we're
I'm
popular.
calling him retarded now.
Okay.
Well, we've always called him retarded. We just call him extra retarded now. As a globetard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You see, he
nice
feels
words.
threatened by us.
Dumb
He
plus
feels
two.
threatened by us because he already looked dumb when he was a flat earther. Now he looks extra dumb.
Well, you know, science doesn't prove things in his world, so.
All I can say is the idiot didn't really think this through because the things he was fighting, he's fighting for now.
Yeah. So he just flipped. And
Yeah,
actually,
it makes him look stupid.
yeah, his last stream was 20 reasons to flip back to the globe.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put it this way: once you go flat, you never go back.
I haven't had a look at RV's video. I've saved it, but I haven't looked at it. I know you did it one night in your stream, didn't you, Roger? RV's
And
video.
I got a cool shirt idea I'm going to bring out soon.
Go on.
Don't worry, pee happy.
Oh, nice. Pee freely and happy, yes.
Pee freely.
Yeah, I pee freely.
No, I didn't. I haven't done RV. You be talking Russian vids? Is that what you're saying, PJ?
Russian, yeah, did that one. It's
Okay.
Russian Vids did one the other day. Did you not show it on one of your
No,
streams?
I haven't done Russian vids videos at all, ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, cool. Russian Vids did one the other day. I think about Jaren and that. I think. Yeah, I think
No, he's a critical thinker now. Exactly, Hart.
Oh yeah. I don't know what he's critically thinking about. Yeah. Flash wants to go to bed.
He's critical, all right.
You guys, just want to say thank you for coming, sir. I got to go. It was great. I'll see you guys all tonight. PJ, get some sleep, man.
I'll get some sleep. Yeah, I will. I'll go sleep now. I'll do that.
He's becoming nocturnal.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, he's not going to get any sun in that pale skin of his if he doesn't.
He's in the UK. They don't
He's
anywhere.
becoming a yank.
What's up?
I have to sunbathe to get white, bro. I'll never get tan.
All right.
So yeah,
I guess.
thanks for coming. Appreciate you guys. Really, really appreciate all of you. So yeah, many blessings. May the pressure be with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Crafted signs of the divine. I'm made for something true. In God's plan, my path